Hey there, tarot friends. I made it. I'm just on time. I was going to say late as usual, but I'm actually not. So that's nice. I'm just a mess, but I'm here. Pamela Batchelor. Okay. I want to apologize, Pamela, because I have not reached out to you. Don't mind me getting makeup off my face. Because I have not reached out to you since hurricane times. And I did see your update via Jane on her like community tab, I think, on YouTube. And I just keep meaning to reach out to you, and I just haven't. I keep thinking, what if she doesn't have power yet? But you should send an email anyway so that she knows that you're thinking about her. And then just things happen, and then I get away from it. And then the next morning, I'm like, oh, I didn't email Pamela yet. This has been me like all week. So sorry that I have not reached out to you. I've been thinking about you and knowing that you're well. So, or well enough, all things considered. So, hello, Jane. Hello to our sweet Pamela, who is safe and dry. Hello, Elspeth. Welcome to Sunday Chat. Jamie, hello. We've been missing you. And by that, I mean every 58 days when I show up on TarotTube. She says, don't be silly. There was no way to reach out to me. Everything was down. Now everything is back up. Okay, that's lovely. I hope you have been able to feel us all thinking about you. Today has been a bit of a day. Whenever I have like me time scheduled, whether I'm like going somewhere to meet friend or friends for coffee, or if I have tarot time scheduled, the time leading up to that, all that day is just a mess. Like kids are at 1,000% of just kidness. Just every time. And I end up being like, okay, you guys, can we please, like, I just wanted a peaceful morning. And it's about expectations, right? And I get a lot of peaceful mornings with them. And today it just wasn't like that. And it's fine, but I just have to say that and get it out because, like, I have a headache. I just took Advil like 10 minutes ago to try to get rid of my headache so that I'm not sitting here in pain. But it's just been one of those days that causes a headache. It's not that big a deal. But I just have to get out those feelings right now before we start our little casual time. I have some other things popping up. So anyway, life has been interesting in the morning of late. Oh my. Oh, because we're missing you. And that's yes, Jamie has had interesting mornings. Well, obviously I just show up really randomly at like every turn of the wheel. And so yeah, just lots going on for everyone, I think, in different ways. Pamela says, I was incredibly fortunate given the circumstances. My main missing piece was no internet and ability to communicate. The roads are back open and life is moving about now. Oh, just really crazy times. Pamela says, hi, Jamie. Kristen's here. Hello. Thanks for hanging out with us. The solar flares are stirring up emotions. Man, and it's just the energy, you know what I mean? Like, they're just kids. Like, they're not really doing anything wrong except for not listening, which is like a big thing, but that's what I mean. It's nothing major. But I'm just like, can we stop? They're at the ages now where they just argue, you know? And I just want just some, not even like total silence kind of peace, just like not arguing. Like, I don't want the bickering, and we're at that stage now. Sip, sip. I'm on to the water. I didn't have time to make a second cup of coffee. So here we are. Here we are. I have some fun, new to me things to show you. And then also some topics of conversation, which I meant to talk about last time. And then I got so distracted by the last time I was on, I'm pretty sure was the day that Biden dropped out of the presidential candidacy. And so then that kind of took over, even though we weren't talking about it a lot. My like ADD side notes kept going to that. And then I forgot to talk about the topics. So anyway, the topics are, I'll tell you now in case you have any thoughts and you want to talk about them as we're like looking through some cards. So in general, the topics are music and locations. And the kind of broad questions are there songs that always exclusively make you think of one person or one place or one phase of your life, one era, if you will? You know, do you have like a little playlist of, like, for me, there are songs that do that to all parts of my life. But one that's been coming up a lot lately is like a stretch in the late 90s that I was hanging out with my cousin a ton, and I was like kind of living with her, and things were a bit tumultuous at home. And so I was essentially living with her in my grandma's basement. And there's just a playlist in my head of that time that's always there, but I've been kind of hearing some of those songs more lately, I think. And so, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Jane says, oh, absolutely. And, you know, of course, I feel like this is pretty like a universal thing. And I guess the point of it is that you can use music and those certain songs to revisit, heal, journal, right? You can lean into music, like even if you don't have the spoons or the mental capacity to do a ritual, you know, sit down at your table and do something that you feel is really intentional magic, um, or have a quiet moment to yourself or whatever, right? I'm kind of miles away from being able to like really sit at a table and do something like that. Currently, when I really need to, for example, the early part of this week, a friend was and is going through some grief. And so I got up early the one day and lit a candle and just had some mental time that I kind of sent out to that person for their loss. And so right now, my stage of life is I do that. Right now is when I feel other people need something like that, I pop into my messy altar space room, tarot table room, whatever you want to call it, and do that. So the point of that ramble is music can be, if you would like it to be, just this instant space for ritual, magic, intention, prayer, whatever that is for you. If you have time for nothing else, you can pop on a song, usually, right? We have earbuds, we have headphones, we have whatever. You know, you're in your car, you're busy, you're doing all these things for other people. The music is still there. And if you just like lean into it a bit, that can become magic. That can become some healing for you or intention setting if you need it. That's the thing I've been thinking about. So please talk about music and experiences and things that, you know, similar or specific examples if you have them. Let's go back and see this. Jane says, oh, absolutely. Jamie says, hell yes to the music. I go on walks and small biplanes go over, and the sound reminds me of my grandpa and the summertime pool. See, even naturally occurring things. Isn't it amazing just that sound? There are a lot of things like that that make me think of my grandma's house. It'll be just like a smell or scent of something outside, or just the way a bird, has their little song. And I don't know the types and all that. Like, I don't know anything about that, but I'll hear like particular little like bird song, and it like zips me back to my grandma's backyard. You know what I mean? Just these little things. Yeah, that's great. There's also some kind of tree or plant or bush at the end of our street that smells just like my first elementary school that I went to. And the one recess aide would let us play in this little mini trail that went into the woods and like right back out. Like, it wasn't, she could always see us, right? It just was a little like mini clearing kind of. And she would let us play in that one little part. And it smells just like that at the end of my street. And I love it so much. Pamela says, my life is a playlist. Right. This is how I feel. It's like so vast. It's hard to think of examples sometimes. Jane says, I love that memory, Jamie. I come from a family of pilots. Pamela says, my biplane memory is being called in by all the moms yelling for us because the biplanes were crop and orchard dusting. Jane says, if I'm in an angry mood, I listen. Okay. Oh, I listen to Damien Rice's Rootless Tree. The screaming of FU are amazing. Okay. So, a really good scream song is 10 Years Under the Influence. It's not MCR. Hold on. Why don't I know this? 10 Years Under. Oh, A Decade Under the Influence. Why do I say 10 years? Like, obviously in my head, that's the same thing, but it's just weird. A Decade Under the Influence by Taking Back Sunday. So this is a little like generation specific, I feel like, but it wasn't even really, well, I was in my 20s, late teens, 20s when I was like really introduced to this, but Taking Back Sunday, A Decade Under the Influence. I invite you to listen to this song and use it as as like a vocal tension release, should you need that. Okay, I was thinking about Damien Rice the other day, but not angry songs. I was thinking about Blower's Daughter, of course, is like popular in movies and stuff like that. It's a beautiful song. And then what's the one about I Give My Gun Away When It's Loaded. What is that song? Okay, let's take a moment. Give your gun away when it's loaded. Hold on. I listened to that song like on repeat at the beginning. 9 Crimes is what this is called. Okay. I'm going to do more and then I'm going to catch up to chat. 9 Crimes by Damien Rice. Okay. Like if you're feeling helpless, I feel like that's a good one. Okay. My playlist started with the Beatles in 5th grade. Ooh, this is a good one. See, like, where does your playlist start? Where does the lifeline of your playlist begin? Yeah, I don't play them though, but I love them. Ryan started a new song the other day and Vela made a dance to it. And oh yeah, is it all right? Oh, okay. Yes. This. Okay. Yes. Okay. What's the first song you remember, or what's the first one that's like a milestone in your playlist? While we're continuing to talk about music, I'm going to open this Daniel Martin Diaz deck that I ordered so that it would be here around my birthday, which was September 24th. And I actually went and did things for my birthday this year. I had like a best friend brunch with me and my two closest peeps. Well, I mean, I have a third closest person, and I got together with her a couple weeks prior to that. I was sick with bronchitis, but she's like, please still come over and we'll sit outside. So we did. And she's so sweet. And then had a birthday brunch with my friends. And then I had a family birthday brunch as well. So it was cool because this is kind of the first year in a handful of years that I did something other than simply celebrate at home with Ryan and the kids, or kid prior to that, right? Like, I feel like even this might have been the first time I planned a thing since Max was born, and he's 6, right? And I always used to do something for my birthday, nothing major, but just get some friends together, initiate a thing, do a thing. And after a few years of not, for several different reasons, I got back to that this year, and that felt good to just celebrate in that way. Loved the past few years celebrating at home with my family, but I just needed this kind of energy shift. So I ordered a couple things for myself that I knew would be here in time for my birthday, around that time. But this one I saved special so I could open it with you all. Haven't even peeked at it. I opened it enough to see that it was what I thought it was. And I didn't order. I usually do an MPC order for my birthday. I have a few things in that cart, but I didn't have any friend decks. I usually do friend decks for my birthday, as a tradition the past 3 or 4 years, whatever. I didn't really have any on my list that were oh, Richie made a Lenormand deck and this person did this. I didn't really have anything like that. So I have a few in my MPC cart, and I'm like, you know what? I'll get those eventually, but I'm just going to chill right now. I've already started Christmas shopping. I'd say maybe I'm halfway done, and I just mean for kid stuff. I've been trying to be really intentional about my budget and okay, going to get a couple gifts this paycheck, going to get a couple gifts next one. Bought all the kids winter stuff that they needed. So a lot of things like that are coming up, those kinds of expenses. And I'm like, you know what? I don't really need to order birthday decks because I backed Sarah Kathleen's mini Everybody's Tarot. And that ran from, I think, September 8th to October 8th, or the 7th to the 7th, something like that. So I backed that. And then I ordered myself this deck that I'm about to show you. I was just going to say Disturbed. I think that's the cover she's talking about. So basically, this is kind of my birthday gift to myself deck, and I have another one coming. And I was chatting with Chris one day, and I was like, I have a few things on my wish list, but I feel like I need a separate thing that's specifically for my birthday, and I don't know what to get. And he actually sent me something before I even said that to him. He sent me the Nocturnal Garden, not the deck, but he sent me a screenshot and was like, I feel like this is such a Deanne deck. And he sent me the picture, and it's called Nocturnal Garden Lenormand. And I was like, well, if you say so. And so I haven't actually purchased that yet, but that's in my cart somewhere, I think on Etsy. So I will probably go ahead with that. But I digress. Let me just show you what I got from Daniel Martin Diaz, who is the creator of, things I can't think of right now. The Enigmatic Oracle. If I show you his stuff, you'll probably remember. So this is called the System Oracle. Forecast and enlighten, it says. And this is an extra card, like a gift card, not an extra, you know what I mean? Like when they send you one. And then I feel like this is a card pulled for me, you know what I mean? Balance, that's good for a Libra. And there's some little markings at the bottom. I don't quite know what they are yet. See those little squares down there? So beautiful. And then it comes with this little sticker. And then this little sticker is also on the wrapping. And thank you for the birthday wishes. Jane says either something by Jackson 5 or yes. Don't judge. I would never. I love most music, like truly. There's a handful of songs that I don't care for. And like that's kind of it's kind of it. I like most things. This I will probably keep for junk journaling. Tarot room is a mess, y'all. Like it's the worst it's ever been. I haven't been in there in months to like sit down. Well, I haven't been on the tarot side of the table. I was at the other side of the table the other day to do my candle ritual for my friend, but I mean, I haven't been in my like little cove where I sit to go online. So here's one that was on the wrapping. I'm going to keep that for junk journal. We'll get back to that someday. That's what made me think about how messy the room is. What can you do? You can only do your best. Sip, sip. Let's have a drink. My hair looks like this now. Another thing I did for my birthday, bought myself some fancy makeup, got my hair did. Now there's just overtone in it, like coloring conditioner, you know, because I got it done like the last week in August. And I bought myself a wall mop. This is 41. This is what you do, makeup and a wall mop. Tony says, I knew it. You've claimed another room. I've just abandoned my other space. I really haven't. I love you, tarot room. Wherever you are. You're that way. Up there. Oh, it's fine. Oh, damn. I don't have scissors down here still. Remember I lost them that one day? I know where they are now, but they're still not down here. The problem is, as you know, I can't sit up there and do it because Bela would be wanting me. Now, she is at the phase where she probably wouldn't be screaming anymore. But still, she's just not used to that life. She doesn't know, like, why would I be in that room where she can see me through the glass but can't be in there? It would just be a constant thing. And it's very rainy here today, so they're all just chilling on the couch. Okay. I didn't need scissors, thankfully. System Oracle. Look at that. Ooh, slides out on them. The box is like smooth rose petally. Enigma Oracle. Did I say enigmatic? Enigma Oracle, Daniel Martin Diaz. He also has done Earth Magic Tarot, which I am interested in, but again, trying to be a little thoughtful about the card budget. So I was like, I probably want the Oracle more. So that's what I did. What is happening here? Okay, this lifts out. Just focus. This box is nice. Then it has a tuck box inside, also smooth rose petally. Oh, with a seal at the top. Should I open the bottom then? First printing. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Ooh. Oh, it smells so good. Okay. Look at this cutie book. Amazing. Tony's funny. Oh, these are nice. Linen cardstock, like the Enigma. Ooh, it's that player stock too. I mean, I figured it would be because that's how his other one is. Those smell good too. Okay, here we go. Source. So this does to me have a similar vibe. Like it definitely, like the color palette would complement the Enigma. It might be a little softer. Like I don't feel like the Enigma has much blue in it like this, but the black, red, kind of goldenrod that is in the other one looks to maybe be coming through this as well. But now also this looks like the only blue card in the deck. There's a little bit of blue throughout this, but this one definitely has the most. Interesting, right? Because it's source. Let's look again. So these are clearly square cards, and they are... So this bonus card that came is like laminated and not like the actual stock. So just don't worry if you open it up and it says, this isn't terrible, but I mean, it's not Diaz stock, which is amazing. Okay, anyway, just a note. Let me find a standard something. Do I have anything standard? Or am I so not standard that I don't? I do. Matt Green, Halloween RWS, I think it's called. This was the third thing I backed that came for my birthday. Source Oracle, Matt Green's Halloween RWS, and Sarah Kathleen's minis. Those were my, like within a span of 3 weeks, I had either backed or planned to have arrived during my Little Libra season. So we'll look at this as well, but I'm going to show you these cards next to this. So there's a standard, and then here's the square card next to it. So you can get an idea. Okay, here we go. What's that? Oh, I see. Source, card 1. 2 is the universe. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to love this for charms. I'm going to love it for little mini cards being tossed down on top of it. The backs are real cute. Amazing. It's a weird phenomenon. I only see American IG influencers mopping walls. Oh my gosh. Okay. So for the past few years, I'm like, there's got to be a way to wash these walls that's not just like scrubbing them with a rag or a sponge or something on a fucking ladder, right? I'm not tall. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way than this. Like currently, if there's little like grease or oil marks or something, I just, use Clorox wipe where I can reach, which again, it's not a lot of, it's not very far up the wall, but I can reach. But yeah, and I've wanted to wash the walls like just completely since we moved in here because they just weren't in the best shape. I don't know. It wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't the best. It wasn't like freshly painted or anything. So it's been a long time coming and I'm so excited. I haven't used it yet. It's sitting up in the dining room, still in the box, but it just came like 2 weeks ago and I'm on mom time and also Deanne time, which means like a lot of time is going to go by before I open it. But really just the next time my mom comes over to hang out with Vela on a max school day, I'll just tap out of work and mop the walls. Okay. Quantum. Show pictures of the mop, of me mopping, or both. Prima Materia. Amazing. I'm glad there's a book with this. There wasn't a book with Enigma, and there might be an online thing for it. I don't know. I'll have to look. Celestial. Yep, both IG style. Okay, I'll do it. I will do it. Amazing. Mildred is going to play really nicely with this deck. Omnipresent. Alvia's here. What's up? Thanks for hanging out with us. Energy. Right now I am showing the Source Oracle System Oracle by Daniel Martin Diaz. The one, the only. Ooh, harmonics. Dynamics. Look, I was just going to say that this could definitely be an Elvia type deck, and then a spaceship appeared. Boom. Void. Singularity. Superposition. Entropy. See, like this one just has one little square filled in at the bottom. So again, I don't know what that means, but we're going to look here in a bit. Transmutation. This is a good one. I feel like this could be a good link or like bridge card, which I talk about a little bit in my How I Use Oracles video from a long time ago. Transmutation. This is a good one that would like explain the link between two cards if you're kind of at a stuck place. So maybe this whole deck is like that, right? I can just see this coming up in between and say, this energy needs to be transmuted toward this other one, right? Sometimes you pull them out and you're like, do this thing, don't do this thing. If you're free reading without a spread, which I do a lot. Quintessence. That one made me really excited, evidently. Growth. Self-awareness. Soul. Transformation. So this is like the in-between of the entropy and the growth. Consciousness. Awakening. Enlightenment. Tony says it does have a slight Oracle of Black Enchantment vibe to it with the line drawings. I could do that as well. I do, is that the one I have? Yeah, Midnight Edition. I could do that as well. I always mean SPO when I say Mildred, but yeah. Ascension. Sublimation. Meditation. Pamela. I've been really thinking about neuroplasticity and its relationship to tarot, and I call it taroplasticity. TM, Pamela Batchelor. I love it. Ryan and I were looking at a video of, sorry, I just moved this whole thing. Ryan and I were looking at a video of neurons like changing their, like, not their movement, but they were like here and then it like shakes over and like goes over to here, like while it's reading something or learning something. This is what we do. That's our pillow talk, watching neurons. Observer. Metamorphosis. A lot of these are reminding me of like Tool music videos. So if you need some more music homework, just dive in, like the Lateralis era, especially. It's really good life music. Transcendental. Pamela says, it's how I consider tarot cards reading out to each other. Here's Balance. The one I got is my little bonus. Stability. Nexus. Reaching out to each other. I thought maybe that's what you meant. And they both work, and I love it. It could say, it's how I consider tarot cards reaching and reading out to each other, like trees. Olivia says, he spent the whole weekend at a spiritual fair helping out my friend. I love it. That's fun. Are you worn out, though? Or was it only rejuvenating? Emergence. Synthesis. This is kind of what we're talking about, right? Confluence. This has 3 of those little squares filled in at the bottom. Portal. This reminds me of Lost for some reason, and I love it. System. Mostly looking around though, but I stayed at the table too, so it was wonderful and yes, rejuvenating. Oh, beautiful. Jane says, these cards make me want to do a reading. Well, then they have succeeded in their mission. Hierarchy, and there's like a random tooth at the bottom of it, which is interesting. Formation. Oracle. It's beautiful. Visionary. Here's more teeth up along the side there. Do these go in order? Oh, dots. They do. We've been going through in order. Okay, this is so interesting. Telepathy. So we're in the section of cards right now that have 3 squares filled in at the bottom. Telepathy. I don't know this word. Qualia. Let's stop and read. I have new crystals now. Fun. I love to hear this. The book is nice. It's like the same size and shape as the card. I think it is. I mean, if I could push this all the way into the binding, which of course I don't want to do, I think it would be the same size as the page. Qualia. Pretty. So subjective experience, these are keywords. Subjective experience, richness, ineffability, appreciation. The Qualia card symbolizes consciousness's subjective and experiential aspects that go beyond simple physical explanations. Love it. It invites you to honor the richness and complexity of your inner world and explore your mind's unique flavors and textures. Qualia are inherently private and personal and can be difficult to express or quantify. This card is my life. Elspeth, gotta go feed the kids. All the best to you. Good luck. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. That was just a kid sarcasm moment. They'll be great, I'm sure. However, they are also the source of great beauty, creativity, and meaning. This card encourages you to cultivate a deep appreciation for the qualia of your existence, to savor the ineffable qualities of your being. Reversed: numbness, dullness, lack of sensation, disconnection from experience, muted perceptions. Oh, isn't that wonderful? The qualia card symbolizes consciousness's subjective and experiential aspects that go beyond simple physical explanations. Lovely. Moving on, we have nucleus, ego, labyrinth, transhumanism, healer, teleportation, time. Oh, is this the first four? Oh my gosh. Don't fall down. No, teleportation, healer. I wanted to make a point of that, but I'm silly. Okay, labyrinth was the last 3 dots. The first 4 dots, so like in the squares at the bottom. So these are all in the 4 section now. Transhumanism, which we still don't know what that means, but I just wanted to point that out. Healer, teleportation, Merita, hello. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Sunday. Time. Love. Material world. Immaterial worlds with the crescent moon at the center, or what appears to be a crescent moon. Biological. At the top, there's an infinity and an eye and a tear, and on the bottom is a tooth. Digital. Robin's here. Hello. We are looking at System Oracle by Daniel Martin Diaz. Hive Mind. Omen. Alvia with info. Most folks seem to describe transhumanism as machines combined into the human body and brain. Beautiful, thank you. Metaphysics. Interference. Magnetism. Symmetry. I like the plant ones kind of intermixed. I feel like this is a great deck to make little piles with, like Kelly Fitz style. And she would make little categories and know exactly what to call them because that's how she is. Sip, sip. That's reminding me. The plant cards are reminding me of that. Visitation. And then 2 cards that are unnamed. And this one. So we have 2 circles and 2 triangles. And then this one we have 1 triangle and 3 squares. And like eyes all around as opposed to moons all around. And there is a negative first and then a positive. And then this one has the positive first and then the negative. Interesting. So we might see these like a Fool and what Silicon Way's finishing Fool is, like the golden Fool or something like that. I don't know why I can't think, but these could be kind of bookends to your deck or whatever. I'll see if the book says something about those as well. Okay, let's go to the beginning and see if they explain the squares. Oh, yes, categories. Okay. Cosmology is this first one. Okay, so when it has one dot out of the four squares, it says cosmology, and it's the first of the System Oracle's four categories. This focuses on the deep mystical forces that shape the universe and influence our existence. This category encompasses 15 cards that explore the fundamental energies crucial for creating and maintaining all life and matter. By studying these cosmic forces, individuals can forge a deeper connection with the universe, gaining insight into its enigmatic, nod to Enigma Oracle, dimensions, and tapping into the vast wisdom it holds. This understanding helps align with universal forces essential for personal empowerment and realizing one's desires. The cosmology cards encourage a harmonious alignment with the cosmic order, which can enhance personal well-being and contribute to the collective consciousness, steering us toward enlightenment and a purposeful life. Engaging with these cards facilitates holistic development, balancing spiritual, mental, and physical health, and promoting personal growth and harmony with the universe. Boom. What's up? Early Ritual Tom is here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for catching me every 62 days when I show up. I keep changing that number. Okay, so cosmology is the first section. Okay. Then, oh, and that one was kind of the blue, kind of steely blue gray color. And then we have with two dots filled in at the bottom of the cards. This is the Enlightenment section. Enlightenment, the second of four categories in the System Oracle, focuses on the transformative journey toward self-realization and higher awareness. This section includes 15 cards designed to deepen your self-awareness and unlock your potential. Exploring these themes help you understand your true purpose and align with life's natural flow. The journey toward enlightenment involves self-reflection, overcoming limiting beliefs, and embracing your authentic self. Engaging with Enlightenment cards encourages a holistic approach to well-being, integrating body, mind, and spirit for genuine fulfillment and purpose. This path invites you to tap into the transformative power of self-discovery, opening yourself to unlimited potential and interconnectedness, and elevating the collective consciousness. Ooh, first off, I'm hot. Hold on. Reading makes me hot. Evidently. No, you haven't been missing anything. I haven't been here since like August 19th or something. I don't know what day it was. I know it was before Ryan's birthday because I was like, next weekend we'll be at the beach for Ryan's birthday and then I'll be back after that. No. Tom says, I love System Oracle, one of my new favorite oracles, fighting Supra for that spot. Look at that. Okay, so you get the idea. Enlightenment is the second one. I don't probably need to read all of these. The third category is interconnectivity. And this sort of, I don't know, golden tan color. And then, oh, that one, I guess, is another like shade of brown. This one's like mocha colored. Manifestation is the last one. So we go from cosmology to enlightenment, interconnectedness, manifestation. So it feels sort of like subtle progressions into like a fully realized thing. I am hydrating. Sip, sip. Okay. Then there's a little section for notes at the back. Some artwork at the back. The two additional cards serve as versatile tools ready to represent any necessary element or concept. They adapt to fill gaps or emphasize specific insights during a reading, providing a personalized and flexible approach to divination. Well, I just love that he put specific information in there, but it's up to you. I love it. And so that's these two were back here. I was checking that out. So I was saying potentially using them like fools, like a beginning fool and an ending fool. Not that this is a tarot deck, but as those concepts, right? So whichever one looks like a beginning and end to you, you could use them in that way. Or again, here, versatile tools, ready to represent any necessary element or concept. Use them to emphasize specific insights. I know I just read this, but I'm reading it again on purpose because it's saying that they're sort of like enhancers or, fill gaps or emphasize. So anyway, that's cool. Then there is a list in the back that shows you all of the categories, which I like because it shows you the cards within each category. As you know, I like, couch decks. I like to be able to sit on the couch and write a bunch of stuff in my notebook, even if it's just recopying things. It helps it get into my brain. So I like that a lot. I didn't read any intro information, but it says uncover hidden systems, an oracle for personal transformation. So whereas the Enigma deck is symbols based, which every deck is, I know I kind of always say that, but this one is moving out to the system rather than the single symbol. And I can't wait to use them together. The system oracle serves as a portal to comprehending the intricate interplay between the cosmos, the mind, and the fundamental forces that intertwine all existence. Amazing. I'm just picking out little parts. Each card serves as a mirror reflecting the deep existential questions that individuals ponder. Transcends the boundaries of a conventional oracle deck. It is an instrument for self-discovery, a guide for contemplative practices, and a spark that ignites personal and universal wisdom. And I do feel like this is a nice kind of alternative for someone who doesn't want a hug deck, right? That it's more about studying, learning, inner reflection, rather than just a positive message. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a positive message. We need those. But if you are someone like that that's looking for a different kind of oracle, or someone that would enjoy this, pass along the information. Alvius, let's go back. I'm missing things. Do beginning and ending fools shake or hold hands to help one another across the circle to begin again? Time is duo-directional, maybe. I love that. Yep. Could be a circle that it could be a circle. It could be two circles rolling along. Could be points where they meet almost. So I'm overhanding this right now, and the cards fit in my hand to do that. Probably helps me move this. Boop, boop, boop. And now I'm going to ruffle them. I'm sure it will be beautiful because, again, even though they're a little bit bigger the one way as square cards, this is premium stock. And so I'm sure it's going to ruffle just fine. But I want to make sure I don't do it upside down like I did last time, remember? And you could do a corner too, but I'm just doing it flat, along the edge, and that was fine. So it's player stock, y'all. It works any way you want to shuffle it. Oh, just incredible. Okay, that's great news. Makes me really want to get his tarot deck as well. Alvia says, it's starting to get cold in Finland. I'm glad I can still walk outside, and a light jacket and a cap is good to go. And weirdly enough, I'm looking forward to the winter silence this year. Yeah, I kind of love the changing, the anticipation of like whatever the next season is. But I do love fall. I'm really trying to enjoy that. It's cooler here today than it has been in quite a while. We had like kind of another not a heat wave, but like late summer heat for it being October. And it's supposed to touch 70, 73 again at the end of this week. But like today, we went for a walk and it was chillier than it had been. I actually put my winter coat, which really isn't that heavy because I don't like having a big coat on. So it's like a fall jacket. Basically, I wore that today when we went for our walk. And yeah, I'm like, we're getting to that point where I have to put something on now to go outside. Pamela says to Alvia, I love autumn and the coming of winter. I also frequently dream of living in Finland. Robin says, I love that the white love seat inviting two people to sit there and whisper secrets into one another's ears. Isn't it lovely? That was my mom's, and she gave it to me when I guess like when I moved out, not when I went to college, but then when I came back, where did I first live? She probably gave me that when I moved. I moved a lot. A few years after I came back from Western. Anyway, it's been a long time now. I've had it at several of my houses. I have really gorgeous pictures of it in my Williamston house. The best. Just the best. That is how light moves. There is a past electron who gives it to a present electron. They agree to pass it along. Thank you, Richard Feynman. Ooh, I love the sound of all of that. Ooh, that's intriguing, Pamela, because the winters are crazy cold here. I'm typically a summer person. I love the sunshine, but I feel the busy season has me yearning for the quiet winter vibe. Finland is probably close to Michigan winters. I feel like they're pretty on par. It's legit winter that we get. Daniel Martin Diaz puts such care into his decks. Yes, he really, really does. He's an incredible artist. He does gallery shows. He's in California. And yeah, his newsletter is really great. You can sign up for his emails. It's really nice. It's not a ton of stuff. Like an overabundance of emails. Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes you sign up for these things and it's like every day I'm getting a forecast of this or that. And maybe you want that. Jane says, I can't wait to get back to the Midwest. I never thought I'd say that. You'll always have a place for your mom to sit with you there. Yes. And this room's actually good. When she comes over, she can hang out in the other part of the house, but she is allergic to cats. And our Savannah is less like allergy inducing than other types of cats. But yeah, she could sit in this room and chill. And you in future with Vela. Yes. And actually me and Max were propped up there the other night while Ryan was playing his new song and Vela was showing us her dance. And it was such a proud moment because I just let the kids choose what they want to do. But Vela is very into dancing and she made like her first like actual choreographed piece. Like instead of just spinning around, which not to say that's not anything, but Ryan was playing his guitar. Like Max and I had gone to karate and we came home and they said, we have a song. We want to show you. And Vela said, I made a dance. And I was like, oh, and I thought she was going to do her little signature spin, which she did. That's how her dance started out. But then when Ryan's song changed, like to the second section of playing the guitar, she ran over to the rug and like put her arms up and then she put her arms down and then she ran back over to where she started and did more spins. And then when he went to the final section of his song and it got quieter, she got down on the ground and it was amazing. I was just stunned. 2.5. Pamela says, I look forward to your homecoming, Jane. Okay, so there's that. Daniel Martin Diaz. Check out his stuff. He really is amazing. Really, truly, this does make me want to get Earth Magic now. We'll see. And because this came in the tuck box, which is a nice one, by the way, you don't have to fight it really. I could put little treasures in here. For now, I'll tuck it all back in so I don't lose anything. But up in the tarot room, that could have some other things in it. Okay, so let's see here. Let's look at Matt Green, Halloween RWS, I think is what it's called. New comments, well then go. Do you have Metaphysic or Earth Magic? I do not. I have Enigma Oracle. And is that it? And that's it. I remember last year, it was the kind of freezing that hadn't happened in years, minus 34. Oh, okay. I don't think we got, minus 34 Celsius. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, that's a legit winter. Wasn't that amount here, but still hyper cold, and entire bicycles were covered in snow. That paints the image. Yes, just buried. Okay, so let's look at, I did say we were going to look at Creatures Oracle the last time I was here. I was like, we're going to look at Creatures Oracle next time because we ran out of time. So we'll look at that today too. And the topics were music that I mentioned earlier. And then now I'll interject this one in here. Locations. Have you had a location that way back when in your timeline, there was something significant about it, even though it wasn't like something really obvious. It wasn't like right down the street from your house or whatever, but there was this place you went and that was something like significant for better or for worse. And then like you're back living your regular life around your normal haunts, if you will. And then years later, something really nearby that specific location becomes significant again. And you're like, it's weird that I keep getting like pulled into this little area. I hope I explained that correctly. And then I'll give you my example after I show you this deck. Someone remind me. Pamela says, I have Enigma and Supra. I love and use both. I like Metaphysic as an art piece, but have not read with it. Earth Magic is great though. Okay. Enigma is so cool, and I feel like it's going to work really well with the System Oracle. Yeah, Elvia, I was just going to say 93 is really hot. It's okay. We'll figure it out. Mine's 22 Fahrenheit. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty. So that's just 12 off. You know what I mean? So it's, I knew we weren't too far away and that the spread wasn't that great in our degrees. I knew it was like 10 to 15 different. Every place I live, I have to find my place that I need to have in my life. Okay, that's good. This is part of the conversation. Not exactly what I'm talking about, though. I'm wondering if anyone has, like, see, that's a good thing for me to hear, though, because I don't know if I have that here where we live now. And there have been some difficult things here. And I kind of have to work to make this feel like my new hometown, like where my kids are growing up, because my hometown still feels that way to me. And so maybe if I find a place like Pamela's talking about, that would help me. Because right now where I live, I drive around doing all the things, and there are all these reminders of like a terrible thing. So I kind of don't like it. Okay, let me show you some of these cards and then I'll talk more about the location stuff. And I wonder if it's common or if this is a thing that's like happening to me where, you know, there's a place I went, right? That's in this town now. So when I was in, let me just tell you now, so maybe it makes sense. When I was in junior high, so like, I think it was 8th or ninth grade, I don't know. I had to, saying going into hiding is a weird thing, but I had to go into hiding away from one person, me and my mom and my two younger brothers. And my uncle came and got me out of school. And I think my mom went and picked up the boys, and we both drove to this location. It was suggested in general by the police to go somewhere where this other person doesn't know, not like your friend's house, because like they know where your friends live, like go somewhere. And that's where my uncle came in. We went to one of his friend's house that this other person that we were trying to get away from didn't know. And that person's house, my uncle's friend's house, is in the town where I live now. And the town where I live now is sort of random that I live here. My siblings all ended up moving here to this town, even though none of us had family here. We just all sort of ended up here. And a couple exits down the highway, like west of here, I did have family, and I do have family, and their kids, my cousins, live here in this town where I live now. Like me and my siblings and my cousins from my mom's side all ended up in this town. So it's not super crazy because it's just a couple towns away from where they grew up. Okay. And it's like 45 minutes from where I grew up. So it's like not like I've never heard of this place or anything, but it's like a little bit weird that we all live here. And back when I was in 8th or 9th grade, I came here to that person's house to hide away from that person that was trying to get to us. And I knew kind of in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, this town where I live, that's where that guy's house was. And a few months after we had moved here back in 2022, of course, it's lockdown time, so we weren't out and about very much at all. But after we'd been here a while, I was like driving, getting to know the lay of the land. And I drove by this house. Like I saw the house where we were, and like all this like stuff flashed back. And I'm like, that's that house. It has to be. I mean, unremarkable, you know what I mean? Just like simple ranch house. But like all of a sudden I just saw it and I'm like, oh, that's it. We went in that like side door, like into the basement. So, that house is right across. So not even in the same town, but that house is right across from like the auxiliary drive to where my son goes to school. So like Friday night, we went to trunk or treat where cars all back up and they like decorated their tailgates and their SUV trunks with Halloween decorations, and the kids get dressed up and go around and trunk or treat. It's like a pre-Halloween thing, right? And I could see the house. I mean, now I drive by, I know it's it, and I like notice it every time. But this time, I was standing outside. It was beautiful out Friday night, warm, sun setting, and I could like see that house. And I just think, again, I'm like, this is so weird. It's like right there. It's right there. It's just really weird. So, yeah, and some of it does. I don't have any like super negative feelings about it. It does make me feel essentially safe, but I actually that night, so we were there for like the whole day, and then we moved again somewhere else, and we actually split up. So my mom and the boys went somewhere, and I stayed with my cousins actually at my aunt and uncle's house, which again, this other person would have known where that was. But my cousin at the time was a senior in high school. He played football. we had team dinners at my aunt and uncle's house, and those were like my best friends at the time, me and my girl cousin, like hanging out with all the guys. And so I felt really safe with like my own personal football team. Um, so like I slept out on the like pull-out couch with my cousin, and like the guys slept all around us on the couches and the chairs and everything. Not like an entire football team, but like there were 5 of them there, right? So it was still this kind of in between space because I did feel safe there. He didn't know where that house was. He didn't know that person, but my mom was on the phone all day with the police and like, okay, do this, don't do that. People, neighbors were calling us, oh, this is what he's doing to your house right now. Like all this kind of stuff. So I did feel safe, but it was still this, like, I was still dealing with it. And then that night when I went with my cousin and my football player friends to my aunt and uncle's house, then I was really at peace and I didn't have to hear my mom on the phone. I didn't have to, do you know what I mean? It wasn't in it anymore. And then I just felt like super safe. So that's my location story. One of a few. There's a few more that are like that. But I just wondered if anyone had like random things like, oh, I went to this really specific location one day or for 1 week or for a year. I had a job at this place and then I wasn't there anymore. And then 20 years I went there and I met my husband, or that, like, is there something where you keep getting like taken back to this like certain location? That's kind of my question. Hey, Brian, thanks for hanging out with us. And thank you very much. I'm showing off a few little birthday treasures back from September 24th. But as we all know, I like to celebrate all through my season, which definitely goes up to Halloween. And then I like hand over the birthday torch. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. This is a deck that I had ordered to arrive at my birthday time. Matte Green Halloween RWS. These are gorgeous. Yes, it was. It was real crazy. I have these really weird times in my life that I'm like, okay, this is going to be the worst time in my life. But then hold the phone. Anyway, knock on wood. I've had a really amazing life, and I have a really amazing life. And then there have also been these really crazy occurrences that I survive. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. No, Alex, you didn't miss the whole live. Thank you for being here. Please drive and be safe. Deanne. Thank you, everyone, for the birthday season wishes. Yes, 9/24 through to Halloween, Deanne birthday season. So Matte Green Halloween RWS. It's really gorgeous. I have used this. I've been using this the past few days. These are typical RWS with some nods to Halloween, and I really super love it. This kind of dusky purple is in all of them. There are a lot of little things in here that I love. So some of the people just look kind of like witchy green or like zombie gray. And then others have more Halloween things going on with them. Like you'll see the scarecrow back there, right? Appropriate for pentacles. Pumpkin person for 2 of Pence. I love this little skeleton bird on the 9. How cute. Oh, I'm flipping cards now. Hold on. I want to be face down. The Fool is, of course, a clown. Not like my favorite thing, but it's whatever. The Queen here has a black cat and also a little pumpkin. There are little pumpkin treats all around, which I love. Pumpkins are my favorite objects. Did you know? Some witchy 3 of Cups vibes. A cup full of candy for the 4. It is a cool deck. I'm kind of picky about Halloween themed decks. It's cool. I don't know what's behind the cups here, if it's like a cat or, I mean, it looks like a cat tail, right? So, you know, I haven't believe I haven't pre-ordered yet. Is it the Happy Halloween Tarot by Sunny Graves? It's gone mass market now. It was like going for $200 independently over the past couple of years. And it's on pre-order now with US Games. I do love that because it makes me think of my grandma's Halloween decorations. Merita says yes, cat. The world. 10 pence. Knight of Swords looking pretty standard, just like a green tone. A bat dropping in for the cups. Knight cups looking pretty standard. I mean, we need to take the knight seriously, yes. The page, again, just mostly Halloween colors. The 9 of Wands as a ghost, which I love. The cover photo of this is a part of the 2 of Cups. Here we have a pumpkin heart for the 3. Page of Swords with some bats going on. Here's like the zombie tone people. Empress as this Bride of Frankenstein vibe, which is cool. I'm the other bookend to Halloween, November 7th, so I always had a Halloween birthday. That's fun. Queen of Swords with a trick-or-treat bucket. The Ace of Pence with some pumpkins along the path. Adorable. 4 of Pence with a spider. Six of Cups, kids in costumes. Perfect kind of throwback, yeah. 5 of Swords with a pumpkin. Temperance, pouring some green vials of things. The 7 of Cups looks like, or is like, a silhouette of a person with a pumpkin head, and the rest of it is pretty standard. So some of it's really subtle. A ghost walking away from the 8, which is interesting because I think all the other ghosts are levitating in here. Pence should just be pumpkins. And I feel you on that, but I kind of like that this one is just so subtle and didn't like totally go onto that. But I know what you mean. But the Happy Halloween Tarot that I want is more like that, with all the objects being switched over. This 9 of Swords just simply has pumpkins on the quilt. Incredible. Here are the 2 of Cups ghosties floating there. Alvia says, I was born in the summer and my 7th birthday was Halloween themed. I fucking love that. It's amazing. The Devil with a bowl of trick-or-treat goodies to hand out, and our prisoners here in ghosty sheets. The Star is a ghost. Loving this. The Moon. Yeah, really happy with Matt Green stuff. As usual. So I felt pretty solid getting this. Chris, my heart. Hello, and thanks for hanging out with us. We're just flipping through some cards. What do you know? Ace of Swords. I think Chris has a location story for what I'm talking about. Hold on. Let me go back because I think I missed Pamela saying something. My memory place is my maternal grandmother's porch in Aberdeen, Washington. It had a certain smell that is my favorite place, and smell never forgotten. I love that. That's similar to like what I was talking about with like my school playground with whatever tree or whatever smelling just like the end of my street here where I live. So that gives me comfort, even though I've talked about this town where I live and like this bad thing happened here. And so I have these like associations kind of all over the place that I work through. And you know how I am. So I'm always like, is this a sign? Is the universe telling me I shouldn't live here? Am I supposed to be moving to one of my happy places? But then like the scent at the end of the street, I'm like, oh, but that's my favorite scent from like the school playground when I was little. So I feel like I'm supposed to be here. It's a little bit exhausting to be me. Okay. So I feel like Halloween is really a lifestyle, isn't it? Yes. I feel like Chris told me once about a like somewhere near where you lived when you were growing up, Chris, or like there was a camp or something, a lake where like once you were an adult and met and knew Sandy, that you found out like he used to spend summers at this place that was by somewhere where you were. So that's sort of like what my question is about this location thing, but I'm going to tell that story really quick again so Chris knows what I'm talking about. There's a house in the town where I live that a few months after I moved here, I noticed it and I had this kind of like memory flash to when I was in junior high, so like 8th or ninth grade. We had to like go into hiding for a few days to get away from a person. And I went to my uncle's friend's house, which was this house I'm talking about. And I always kind of knew it was around this area. And we were driving around, during lockdown, and I saw that house and I'm like, oh, that's definitely the place. Like, I just remember that now. And that house is like right across the street from Max's school, like on the side parking lot. And so my question, one of my topics of conversation today is, do any of you have these kind of weird location things where you feel like you kind of get drawn back to it, or there's some weird coincidence? Like the house I went into hiding at is right across the street from my son's school. And I don't have like ties to this town. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, of course that's going to happen because I live here and I've always lived here. It's like I went to that place for a reason and now I'm right there all the time because of Max's school. Like, does anyone else have these like weird location things? I hope that makes sense. Ghosty in the background of the Ten of Swords. Again, subtle, appropriate, makes sense to me. Love it. The King of Swords has a black cat here, and I super love that. The Hanged Man has a bat, of course, hanging upside down along with it. Five of Cups, pretty normal except for some bats going on. And the lightning, is that usually there? I don't know. The 8. The Tower has people, no, not really dressed up, just a crown and not a crown, just some green tinted people and a pumpkin on the top. So Chris, this is Matt Green's Halloween RWS. Five of Swords, they have costumes on? No, they don't. One of them is like zombie tone with some horns. One of them's green, like witchy tone. And there are some like zombie hands coming up from the ground. The rest of it is just like the color scheme is what is Halloween about it. Albie says, I feel more drawn to places I haven't lived in. Love that. I have a couple of those in Scotland. But I did live most of my life where I was born. So I did too. Like, even though I said I moved a lot, I lived like in this one area in like a bunch of different houses, apartments, condo. I went away to school for a little bit, like a couple hours away, but I only lasted a semester there. And then I moved like back home, like basically in the same area. I don't know. Maybe this is just a weird thing that happens to me where I keep getting like unintentionally drawn back. Like, it's not like I'm choosing really to go there. Like, I choose to live here, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me and my weird life. Wheel of Fortune. Justice with the pumpkin head, which I particularly love. The 6, just with a pumpkin. Just home from seeing my stepmom dance. Sorry, I'm late. No, don't be sorry. No. I know you have stuff going on. You're totally fine. I probably will pop off here soon, but it's no problem. I just wanted to let you know, just in case. Skeleton fish. Cute. I usually don't come on until 2 on a Sunday, but Ryan was like, do you want to do a little bit earlier so we can we're old. We have like Sunday night routine, make food for the week, things like that. No, my Virgo husband does. I don't do anything to prepare for the week. I just let it come in, punch me in the face. 10 of Wands, Ghost. I think I already said that. Knight of Wands. No, Chris, you're so good. Please don't worry. Open grave for the 4 of Wands. It's vibing. This one I super love because it has pumpkins, and the 2 of Swords is my Decan card, and it feels peaceful to me. I know she's holding up these huge swords, but I never really even see it like that. I'm like, oh, look at her sitting by the lake all by herself, peace and quiet. And it's got a piñata overhead. And if you would tell me that that's what was in this card, I'd be like, I hate it. But I kind of don't. Because pretty soon she's going to set the swords down. And when she does that, it's going to snip the line. And just whatever happens is going to happen. 10 of Cups for the Ghosty family. Real cute. 5 of Pence. Queen of Cups has like this ghost shadow hand trying to steal her shit. Plus a pumpkin. The Magician, I didn't really... Oh, zombie. That's what I'm calling it. The gray people, I'm assuming, are zombies. Makes sense, right? Probably brought himself back to life. 8 of Swords in this sort of mummified situation. The Emperor as Frankenstein to go with the Bride of Frankenstein Empress. Judgment with these witchy tone people. King of Wands also with a black cat. I think all the cats. I think all the kings have a cat in this. Page of Pence. Just normal except for the coloration. Oh, the Knight Pence with the black horse. I love the Pence horse. Best. King of Cups. Oh, he doesn't have a cat. I knew as soon as I said that. But he does have a pumpkin. Ace of Wands. Traditional except for the colors. The 2, instead of the world, a pumpkin, because what could be better? I have to move, my hip keeps falling asleep. High Priestess. Witchy. The Sun with a skeleton costume child. It's 9:30 here. Yeah, see, it's just about 2:30 here, and, we're not really getting ready for bed, but, Ryan makes meatballs every Saturday or Sunday, one of the two, for his week of dinners. Not the full week, first 3 days usually. King of Pence with just amazingness everywhere. The Hermit, super cute, also walking among the pumpkins. The 7, witchy hat, but other than that, just chilling like normal. Some ghosties going away. This is me going into hiding at that house that's right by the school. Okay. 7 swords with some devil horns. It's the wind down routine. Yes. 7:30 here, having a cuppa and a bagel. Beautiful. Three of Pence, just totally normal, except for the colors. I totally get the Sunday routine thing, especially in the cold months. Hunker down for some cozy goodness. Yeah, for sure. And then Atlas Chariot, ever so appropriate. This means don't think too much about it. Just get moving. The Hierophant with a candy bowl. Levitating 3 of Wands, ghosty. And last but not least, a 4 of Swords, mummy. So those are my 2 newest things. The Sarah Kathleen deck is not here yet, but that was the 3rd thing I got to arrive or purchase near my birthday. And then the deck, the Lenormand deck that Chris told me about the other day, is next on my list. So it's going to be like a post-birthday treat for myself. I was like, I can't believe you just sent me this because I'm just craving a new thing that I've never seen before. And he delivers without even knowing that I was looking. The other thing I've been using lately, I did say we were going to look at Creatures Oracle. We'll do that really quick because last time we didn't have time. So Chris, before you got here, we went through System Oracle by Daniel Martin Diaz, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's probably not your thing, but it's pretty cool. Creatures. And shout out to Ethereal Orbs because I've been using this with my Matt Green Halloween tarot, and this has been my Oracle deck so far for October. So those are like my daily things, and they're real cute. And they just have like moon mansions, fixed stars, and then the like combination zodiac things. I don't really know what they're all called, but there's one between like Libra, Scorpio, and it has both signs on it. So like this one is a fixed star, and it's for shadow work and awakening. The night will come and she will hold your fear. It is in the darkness when the moon blazes. So they all have this color scheme, but then they have a different symbol in the middle for whichever star or constellation or whatever it is. Not a constellation though. I don't know. It's about moon mansions, and I don't know enough about that, but you don't really even need to know anything about it to use the cards. Yes, I will for sure let you know. Yeah, Chris just sent me a message and said, with like a picture, and said, this is such a Deanne deck. And I was like, say no more. I will get it. Merita says, whenever we drove through Buffalo to get to Toronto, I always felt drawn to explore Buffalo. I ended up moving there serendipitously and met my late husband there. Okay, so this is kind of like what I'm talking about. Like you have this, like my first thing was I didn't have a compelling feeling about this place, but I had to come here. Like I was made to come here. And then later in my life, way later, it became my home. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Alvia. I figured the symbols of the fixed stars are so cool. Yeah, so there's 3 sections. Let me show you real quick. So there's 3 types, I should say. So like here's Sirius. So it has fixed stars. And then I just don't know what the other things are called. So So then like this has the Capricorn symbol, but then this word I don't know about reduction and devastation. And then there are, see, there's like 2 Libra ones. Are there 2 of all of them? There might be 2 for every zodiac sign. Maybe. And then here's like the combo ones I'm talking about. So like Sagittarius, Capricorn with like this. Boom. See that? So it has like single zodiac, double zodiac, and fixed stars. Yeah, Elvia, figure this out and let me know. Moon mansions. That's what it talks about in the... There's no book. I need to look online. Fixed stars in the constellations. Okay. I believe you because, yeah. Ethereal Orbs is on Etsy. Link is too long. Yeah, so this is by Maria Prena, who does like Opal Omen and like the Emerald and Amethyst version of whatever those decks are called. And the super awesome one that I got a few months ago that's like a Lenny, but it has why don't I know? Why don't I know? Okay. Maybe the double ones are in between. I kind of think so. So anyway, the box says the journey of healing the soul through the mansions of the moon and the fixed stars. So I don't know. Are these things moon mansions? There's like more astrology stuff up at the top. And then there's like moon and something. I don't know the signs right now. Anyway, moon mansions can also be on the cusp of the sign. So it's 2 signs. Okay, I bet that's it. Elvia. So smart. Okay. Let's really quickly look at Creatures Oracle, and then I will release you. These are giant. The backs look like this. Creatures Oracle 2nd edition by Sarah Kathleen. She's a UK artist. She's incredible. Hope. These are going to be for charm casting because they're real big. Learning. Mystery. I think once I get the mini Everybody's Oracle, I'll have everything she's made. I couldn't remember if I had, or no, I'm sorry, the mini Everybody's Tarot was the campaign that just ended. And I ordered with that a regular size Everybody's Oracle because I couldn't remember. I have so many things. I couldn't remember if I had that or not from the last campaign. So I threw one of those in there. And then I think I'll have everything. Curiosity. Chris says, ooh, this deck looks amazing. Moran showed this. Well, what do you know? Quiet. I really love her stuff. It's very just like peaceful and open and spirit, adventure, searching, resilience, connection. Oh, I love that. Listen. I love when they have a little buddy. What does this say? Oh, commitment. It's a little somber looking. But hey. Anger. We're going to end on the same note we started on. I'm talking about a good song for anger. I'm going to put it in here again. A decade under the influence by Taking Back Sunday. If you need to scream it out, there's your musical homework. Escape. journey, ancestors, pause, belief, recovery, love, beginnings, freedom, lost, play. Look at, we were talking about welcoming winter. I mean, in due time. Oh, killing in the name of is definitely, that is a good one. Guilt, change, magic. This makes me think of Dark, a show on Netflix that you should watch. Loss, kind of glary in the lighter ones. Poor little babe. And hello, we are just about to wrap up, but I'm so glad you're here. Fear, alone, growth, optimism. Jeremy spoke, another anger music suggestion. Unfamiliar, but I will check it out. Optimism, truth. This is like wearing my arm out to hold this. A fucking tornado, my least favorite thing. Endings. No, sorry. So happy you're here. Help. Confidence. Independence. Impermanence. And strength. And dreaming. For some reason, I thought strength is where we started, but it's definitely not. Overthinking. Boundaries. The tree. Boundaries. One of the bonus oracles in the tarot deck is like a little one in a bubble with boundaries, and I love it. And this is Creatures Oracle 2nd edition. It's gigantic. It's by Sarah Kathleen. Sarah No H. She's amazing. She did Creatures Tarot, Everybody's Tarot, Creatures Oracle. She has some playing card sets with all these little creatures. Forgiveness, trust, gratitude. That's really pretty. Her doodles and everything too are amazing. You should check out her. She has 2 Facebook pages, Sarah Kathleen Artist, and then one other one I can't remember what it's called, and it doesn't show up in my algorithm very often, but I'm sure you can track it down. Imagination, balance, innocence. Yes, and happy Thanksgiving to you, Ange. Vulnerability. It's a tiny, tiny little creature. There. Patience. Wonder. I gotta hold it like this. It's cramping my hand. Compassion. I like that the trust card has a Fool vibe. Oh, Pearl Jam. Yeah, I think it's just called Jeremy. I get what you're saying now. I got you. Yes. Oh, this is backwards now. I'm doing this. Peace. Sorry. Acceptance. Accept that your lake is a puddle, y'all. And just enjoy it. That's my message for that card. communication. This is so good. Isn't it? Because like there's something between you, but it's not the worst thing in the world to have between you. It's just a tree. I love this. Yes, the classic Rage Against the Machine. Yep. Home. Movement. Happiness. Grounding. Lonely. Clarity. Seasons. Oh. Shame. Chaos. This is a beautiful card. Intuition, which is similar feel to the back. And back to hope. Okay. Beautiful. I showed off my other Sarah Kathleen stuff last time, back in August, whenever I was here. There is a book. It's amazing. It has color copies, full page. Nothing goes over to a second page, which I like. Excellent. I recommend all of her stuff. It's just amazing. Just amazing. Okay, loves. I'm going to go. I love you a ton. I'm so happy that you came to hang out with me. Next weekend, I have a friend coffee date. So that'll be my scheduled little away time. But I'm going to try very hard, and it should be fine because we don't have big plans, to be back on for some tarot time the following weekend. So 13, 20, 27. So like whatever, like 26, 27th. I'm going to tentatively plan right now that I'll be back and we will do another fun thing. And then probably the next time after that, we'll do our next shadow walking. So if you don't feel like getting into that, it'll be in the title and you don't have to come hang out. Okay. Anyway, love you all tons. I hope you have a really nice night and a great week, and message me if you need anything. And that's it. Thank you so much for hanging out, because if you weren't here, I would just be talking to myself and that would make me crazy and less fulfilled. All right.